Previously on the Infinite Escape Room.
Jamie always opens with some really weird shit.
It sounds like fried chicken tastes, but you sort of give him a little bit of a, ooh, slightly soggy.
You swine. Absolute scum, Jamie.
He's playing at your own game then, Mike.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I'm Jamie. Brrr. Hello and welcome to the Infinite Escape Room, the puzzling podcast where a group of geographically diverse chums, diverse chums.
We're diverse. You really are, Jamie. That was perfect. Jamie, as he's also known.
I have already had a couple of pints.
Does the Infinite Escape Room exist within the Jiveverse?
I speak jive.
Need to put this on the wiki now. We've got an expanded universe.
We come together, we have a drink, I've already had a couple of drinks, and we work together to solve a homemade escape room of the ears. Hello, I'm Mike. I was previously drinking several different types of Lost Lager, and I'm now on to the rum. I'm on to Brewdog's 500 Cuts rum, and this is their dark chocolate and cherry one, which is bloody gorgeous, and I'm just drinking it with a bit of ice.
Wow.
And it's good. It's very, very nice. And joining me on this fine, slightly drizzly evening in November, we have...
I'm really starting to feel like you guys should skip me when it comes to the drink intros. Cause
okay, done.
It's just that you're always drinking something like Star Hunter Mead or Fisherman's Droop from Electric Ghost Brewery. And once again, I am drinking cheap lager by the pint from the can. I'm Dom, and I'm drinking cheap lager by the pint from the can.
Beautiful. And I'm the real Jamie, and I'm not drinking, Star Hunter Mead, but I'm drinking Lindisfarne Mead, which was gifted to me by a colleague because they can't stand the taste. And I went, well, I will happily take that off your hands. Thank you very much.
How is it?
It's spiced. That's all I can really get from it. But it is nice.
Good?
Yes. It
like cayenne?
It tastes like Christmas. It's got like your cloves and your cinnamons and your nutmegs and stuff like that. So it's a rather festive little tipple.
Yeah, so we can see this on webcam, and normally when Jamie's got mead in front of him, there's a distinct edge of quaff to it. Like, the glass goes all the way back, and this is getting sipped. So, Lindisfarne, take note.
Yeah. I'm actually, I think Jamie is distantly unimpressed, but this is about as downbeat as Jamie's able to be.
The sad truth is, listeners, is that my mead cup hath cracked, and I'm using just regular little glasses.
Oh.
So there's no quaffing this evening. They will be
Jamie,
sipping.
why have you taken your child's sippy cup and filled it with alcohol? You horror.
John, you're one to talk. We had
correction. I put my child's alcohol and put it into my sippy cup.
Hey,
you know what? The only Tommy Tippy cup I ever bought wasn't for a child. It was for John to drink red wine out of. Because when John drank red wine at my house, inevitably it would end up on the walls and the ceiling. Because John is a man who likes to gesture when he's been drinking, and it doesn't matter what's in that hand, but he's going to gesture. I mean, he also literally fucked a hole in my floor lamp, but that's a story for another day.
Hang on a second.
I mean, floor lamp is a bit of a misnomer. It was quite tall.
Oh, and that was the attraction.
You're tall, I'm tall, you're a lamp, I'm a lamp. Yeah, we ended up masking taping that hole, but...
In my defence, that lamp was made of paper, so masking tape quite similar.
I don't see that as an invitation, though. I don't be like, hey, it's made of paper, so I can fuck it. I don't see that as being like, it's permission slips are made of paper. That doesn't mean that everything's a permission slip.
When you said literally fucked a lamp, I thought you meant figuratively fucked a lamp, because apparently that's what the English language has come to these days. But no, you actually mean literally fucked a lamp.
I actually mean that I turn my back for 5 minutes and my lamp has John's dick hole in it.
That's a risk. I mean, paper cuts are not something you want down there.
Or electrical burns, some would think. But John decided to really roll the dice.
I'm not circumcised. Why not?
John, what are you doing? I thought it was a Japanese house and putting a window in.
I am John, and I am cracking open, in the Christmas spirit, a can of Broken Dream.
Oh, wow.
Which I've never tried before. Here we go. Siren Brewery. Let us judge you.
Oh, Siren.
Nice.
Judge them well, they're nice.
That is nice.
Hey!
That is a nitro breakfast breakfast trout. A breakfast trout. It is a nitro breakfast stout, and lovely and stouty, and not doing too much sweet silliness, which stouts are often guilty of these days. So yeah, I like that.
Well, I'm sorry.
Would you have it for breakfast?
Only if I was very sad.
So it's a good name for the can, then.
Yeah.
It's appropriate.
The next 8% stout coming from Siren Brewery, Generational Trauma Nitro or something, maybe. So, what is the Infinite Escape Room? Well, it's like any other escape room you may be familiar with, except unlike normal ones, which are going under in the real world because of the hiking costs of energy and people's disposable income going down the shitter, this one will exist forever, or at least as long as the internet does, which, anyway, and it's in your ears. Basically, Elon Musk will buy the server one day and he'll just fuck it. Yeah.
It's not a lamp.
He'll fuck it like my lamp, John. You prick.
You can't cut that now.
You have painted yourself into a bit of an editing corner there, Michael.
Oh no, what a terrible thing to have done. Oh no. However will I get over the shame of my lamp having been violated by John? That's a good point. How did I get over the shame? Do you know what? Actually, the light always had this really weird quality afterwards. It was kind of like you'd switch it on and it was being like, at the aquarium where you've got like the light just kind of dappling on the ceiling. Anyway, unlike being a bricks and mortar escape room that is gradually going under and succumbing to bankruptcy, this one happens in your ears. Every room.
I can't hold a note.
Links into the next in one big, never-ending escape experience adventure. Each week, one of us will bring a part of the infinite escape room. And this week, 'tis sweet Dominic, 'tis sweet beardy Dominic with his great big beard and his extra
I am
big...
very sweet.
If we don't escape within the allotted period of time, then we lose, and terrible things will happen to us. And if we break anything, we shall lose our deposit, which this week is...
Oh, I have one.
Oh, go for it.
It's thematically linked. This week, the deposit is pairs, as in doubles. So if you break anything, say goodbye to glasses, trousers, socks, knickers,
testicles,
chopsticks, scissors, twins, Twixes, kidneys, buttocks, and so on.
Kit Kats.
Oh, no.
Well, don't they normally come in fours?
Oh,
They come in-
okay.
they
Fair point.
Half your Kit Kat, I guess.
Damn.
But then those two pairs will become
It's a pair
one
of fours,
pair.
you're right. Yep.
But then
When you said pairs, Dom, I thought you meant the fruit, and I thought I can live with this.
Yeah, I could
No,
really live
Yeah,
without
that's
that.
fine.
Disgusting
multiples
sand
of
grenades.
2.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
My scissors will just become a knife.
Before we go any further, I would just like to thank our glorious, fabulous patrons. And in particular, I'd like to thank Colin Walker and Caroline Hardman. Thank you so very, very much, you beautiful, wonderful pair of people. You are not only the wind beneath my wings...
One of them's dead. One of them's dead if you lose.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You are not only...
Only if you
You
break
said
something.
pair.
You are the assassins who will one day find your ways to Thanet and wreak a brutal revenge. You are the microwave in my rice, the seeds in my jam, the butter on my toast.
And Caroline Hardman, who not only is she a puzzle designer, she was recently on the televisuals.
Oh, yeah.
On the new ITV quiz show called Ridiculous, hosted by Henry Lewis, who's part of Mischief Theatre. So, quiz show all about riddles and things like that. And Caroline was on an episode.
Congrats. Yeah.
Where can we see that, did you say?
ITV, I think it is.
Cool.
Okay, so
Not a
listeners,
sponsor, but
stop listening to this podcast immediately. Like, stop. Just go to ITV Player. Go.
No
watch
one
that.
is still listening at this point.
They're just sharpening things.
Okay, are you ready, folks?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get the show on the road then. And I'm going to hand over to Dom as we enter the Infinite Escape Room.
When last we saw our puzzlers, they had crash-landed in a mysterious abandoned bunker. The screen of a computer shows the flickering image of a confused blobfish with the contents of a shredder bin balanced on its head. After looking closer, you realize it's ex-Prime Minister Boris Bodies Pile High Johnson. You wiggle the mouse, and the
Such an unfortunate middle name.
You wiggle the mouse, and the unsettling screensaver vanishes, replaced with a simple directory. There's a huge number of word processor files called Memoir Part 1, The Shagger Years, Memoir Part 2, The Shagger Years Continue, and so on. The final file is titled Need a Better Ending. Beneath these files is a document labeled Big Dog's Do-Overer. You open it and read through. It seems that Johnson, not content with his damp skid mark of a legacy, has commissioned Michael Gove, who can do absolutely anything amazingly, to invent him a time device. With said time device, Johnson planned to go back and have another shot at being the beloved and successful leader he knows he is really. It was everyone else who spoiled it. Gove put together a crack squad of developers by ringing his mates and giving them more lucrative contracts.
Bet he did.
And the device was quickly finished at a minimally exorbitant cost to the taxpayer. On the desk, you notice a device, presumably Big Dog's Do-Overer. It looks like a conference phone with a small touchscreen grafted to the top. You activate the screen and can see the date is already entered, 13/04/2016. Beneath it are two more rows, number of travelers and type of travelers. You set the number to 3 and the type
To sinner.
to monkey. Then hit the red go button.
Are we still monkeys?
You're still monkeys.
Okay.
A blue-white sphere of light glows from the device to surround you all, and there is a building whining sound. Just as the pitch reaches a zenith, the screen on the device glitches, and you see the numbers have scrambled to now read 10/04/1326, and monkey has changed to monk. In a flash and thunderclap, the computer, the device, and the bunker have all vanished. The cold, dark concrete of the bunker has been replaced with the cold, dark stone of a sparse medieval chamber. You are human once again, clad in the robes and sandals of monks. The room you found yourself in is chilly, square, and without windows or any apparent door. The walls are stone, the ceiling vaulted wood. In the center of the stone-flagged floor lies a dead body with a piece of parchment and a quill next to it. Beside the corpse, there stands a stone plinth topped by a human skull that's giving off faint green light. Do you want to examine the body?
Well, first of all, I'm very impressed that we've all got monk clothes, but Mike's even got a monk haircut. It's stunning.
Nice one.
Well, it would be a
Method.
tonsure, actually, wouldn't it? So it'd still have the
All right, Mike, go and get a
the
permanent
sweatband
marker.
of hair. Looking at the corpse from where you stand, to describe it in 6 words, Sean Connery in a monk's habit. From
Is it,
where
like, it literally is Sean Connery.
it looks a lot like Sean Connery.
Okay.
Perhaps Sean Connery playing someone, but it's not
could we-
the actor himself.
Could we have a little search of the monk's habit?
You surely can. So while searching him, you can't see any visible signs as to how he died. But searching through his habit, you find a scrap of parchment with writing on both sides. On one side, it says, "Why do monks always wear the same thing?"
It's their habit.
There we go. And on the other side, it says, "How many women are in this abbey?"
No.
None.
There we go.
Nice.
Besides that, though, that I can say there's nothing useful on his person itself.
At least we know why he died.
Dad jokes.
Is there anything useful on our persons, perchance?
I love that this has become a thing that we check every episode. The suspicion is real.
You are nude except for your habits and sandals. Because monks only wore underwear to go traveling, it turns out.
Oh.
And they would have sort of 1 or 2 pairs per monastery, which they would borrow for the journey and then wash when they got back.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I found that out while doing a bit of research for this room.
That's a lot
Lord.
to take in.
You do research?
Some people care about this job.
So, he had a quill. Anything about it? Is it in his hand? Was he writing?
Well, there was a quill and parchment, wasn't it?
Quill and parchment, yes. So the quill has some dried ink on it, but no sign of a pot. He does seem to have been recently writing on the piece of parchment. Who would like to do a Connery impersonation?
I'll give it a stab.
Cool. I mean, it doesn't have to be good, does it?
It's not going to be.
If this sounds distinctly like Winnie the Pooh, Jamie, you're in huge trouble.
It wasn't going to be, but now that you've mentioned
Bother
it.
Bloomfeld, surely would.
And it's in the chat.
Good Lord. This is Sean Connery in The Hunt for Red October, that famous film where he played a Russian. I, the brilliant William of Echo, hath solved the mysteries of not only who is responsible for the deaths in this abbey, but the method by which they were achieved. I had narrowed it down to 4 men whose portraits hang in this room. He's more Scottish than Sean Connery ever was, but fine.
Yeah.
This secret chamber concealed above the library, in which the killer hid himself and plotted his deeds. The portraits are a point of interest. One serves as the only portal in and out of this room. The one depicting the dastardly murderer himself. The other 3 conceal lethal traps. Locating this room led to my discovery of the killing method. The faintly glowing relic upon the plinth. It must have been concealed in the rooms of the victims, then later retrieved in the hubbub following their deaths. This skull, at first seeming so satanic, is, I believe, in actuality a man-made carving of a natural substance. This substance seems to destroy life when one is exposed for any period longer than half of 1 hour. Actually, that's a good point. How long have I lingered in this room with it? I've rather lost track of time. Perhaps I should have waited until I was safely elsewhere before putting down this account of... Oh, bother.
Interesting. Okay, I did actually start a timer at the beginning of this out of pure suspicion. We are currently on 25 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, you're good. So, So you are currently in the center of the room with the corpse and the plinth. On the wall ahead of you are 4 large portraits side by side. At the wall to the right of you is a wash basin with a small wooden box sitting on it next to the bowl. By the wall to your left, there is a writing desk with an openable lid. And against the wall behind you stands a sturdy wardrobe. You have half an hour to escape before proximity to the relic kills you. If you choose the wrong portrait, you will die. Your time starts now. What would you like to do?
I would like to take the relic and throw it at one of the portraits. Because if it goes through the portrait, then that's the portal.
But that would be breaking the portrait. Do you like having 2s of things?
Oh, okay, that would damage the room.
I want to keep my testicles, John.
Okay.
So, should we take a look at those portraits first of all? To see what
let's.
they look like?
Yeah, sorry,
Wow.
I didn't do my...
So these are...
Oh, can I describe these?
Can I describe these?
Oh, okay, you go for it, John.
So these are actual portraits, rather than simply describing them. These are 4 portraits. Martin of Krivolicky, Gerard of Sunnois, Franz of Schurk, and Benedict of Fafante. And they're 4 rather beautifully drawn,
Painted.
hand-drawn monks. Martin of Krivolicky is holding a big golden crucifix.
And has a big ginger beard.
Bald. He's Ginger Mike. Gerard of Sunnois has a small crucifix hanging on the front of his habit, and he is bald and clean-shaven, but has massive eyebrows. Franz of Schurk has a smaller crucifix in one hand and looks as evil as you possibly could, a little bit like Jamie.
Well...
In the eyes. And Benedict of Fafante looks like he's telling off a small child. He has longer hair, clean-shaven, no crucifix. Oh, no crucifix in his hand, but there's one around his neck. Interesting.
He does look like he's telling people to go back where they came from. He's got the sort of the look of a gammon to him.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. And they've almost got the same colours as the Ninja Turtles, but not quite. Which
Yes.
I'm a little bit sad
In the
about.
background of the image, there's brown for Martin, blue for Gerard, green for Franz, and purple for Benedict.
I wonder if we're going to be playing like Monk Guess Who.
I think we kind of are. The relic itself, Don,
Yes.
what does that look like?
It looks like a human skull. If you hadn't gone and had a very close look at it, you would have definitely thought it was a natural skull, except it's, as I said, glowing faintly green. Looking very closely, it does betray signs that it's been carved by hand. If you want to pick it up.
Glowing faintly green, you say?
Yes.
One of the portraits has a green background, folks.
Yeah, but it could also be just radiation, John. In which case, I would, if you're picking it up, I want to be very far away from you because, as mentioned earlier, I still need to breed.
Yes, but it only kills you after just over 20 minutes.
28 minutes.
20, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Superb.
There we go.
Microwaving all my mayonnaise glands doesn't sound like a good way to spend a Tuesday evening.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Should we have a little look around elsewhere? Can we take a look at the wardrobe?
The wardrobe is sturdy, made of wood, enforced with cast iron. The single door seems locked. There is a keyhole above which a letter grid is engraved into the wood.
I wonder if I asked Laura if she'd bring me more rum. Oh, what?
Restart the timer.
I wish I'd not.
Enjoy explaining it, Michael.
Fuck. Okay, so Dom has given us the grid. It is a 7x7 grid containing what appears to be a random jumble of letters. I won't go into detail in the letters, but if one was to read it from top to bottom, line by line, one would get Desper, Hercletis, Sutipinp, Iadclo, Najifek, Dugmhua, and Ziktimurb. So, yeah, these will be in the show notes, by the way, if you'd like to try and solve these yourselves at home.
That last one sounded like it's something satanic backwards. That's not a clue.
Interesting.
Is it a word search? GCSE language tells me that this might be a word search.
Or
I
just
think it is.
the names of very strange monks from parts unknown.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get something which will give us a clue as to what to look for here. Can we go and take a look, please, at the wash basin and its accompanying wooden box?
You surely can. So the wash basin is stone, sunk into a simple wooden frame. It has no water in it. Next to the bowl sits a small wooden box. It is locked. The lock comprises 4 0 to 9 digit wheels, and there is a symbol painted on the lid.
So 4 0 to 9 digit wheels. I wonder if that's to do with the 4 portraits because their hands are doing different things.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh. Nice.
So all of them only have one hand visible. First guy has all 5 digits visible, like as in out. Second guy has 3.
0.
Third guy
Yeah.
arguably has none, and fourth guy has 1. Okay, is it 5 3 0 1?
You're putting that in?
Yes.
It does not unlock.
Ooh.
There is the symbol, Jamie. I think it's your turn to explain something. There is the symbol that is painted on the lid.
So it looks like a very simplistic stick figure of a person with like one facing to the left with one knee raised. One arm is sort of pointing up and the other arm is pointing straight out horizontally. This is incredibly simplistic rendition of a person, stick figure. And then there's a single stroke, like a 1 next to it.
I was going to say it looks like an old railway bit of signposting, you know, the ones where they used to go up and down.
Oh, yeah. I believe I know what this is, but I will hold my tongue until we've discovered more evidence.
Oh, Jamie,
Thank you.
come on, you can't
That's
just...
very nice of you. You're extremely
You prick.
charitable.
Is this Jamie's like mad history skills coming back into play again?
This is just me just absorbing useless trivia about everything historical.
Oh, Jamie, I fucking love you so much. Except for last week,
so
actually, where I hate you.
Jamie, you reckon you've got prior knowledge. It's helpful here.
Not necessarily. Like, I've got a vague idea of what, in general, that symbol is about, but not specifically what that symbol means.
It looks like a man praying, kinda.
So,
Sort of sat down side on.
well, my thinking is it was either my initial thinking was it was either a rune or a key that we could use to map characters on the grid, but now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but on initially trying it, I'm not getting anything.
Can we take a look at the writing desk, please, Dom? See if there's a part of this trifecta.
Certainly. It's a wooden writing desk with a sort of an openable lid, you know, like the old school ones. On the lid, the lid doesn't open currently, though. It seems to be fastened. On the lid is carved the words As above, so below. Just under that, there are 3 metal isosceles triangles pinned to the wood so they can be turned to point in any direction. The one on the left points down, the center points right, and the right points up.
As above, so below.
Points down. The one in the centre points right.
With the as above, so below line, can we take a look under the desk in case there's anything there?
Sure. So you're looking on the underside of the desk or on the floor beneath it?
Let's do desk first and then floor.
Okay. On the underside of the desk, you find 3 more triangles.
What has he done, Jamie?
All pointing left.
Can those be moved in the same way that the other ones can?
They can.
Balls.
No, so surely we move those so that they mirror the above. So if
Yeah.
can we move them so that the ones underneath the desk show down, right, up.
And up.
Sure. As you do so, you hear a click.
Woo!
And the desk lid opens.
Nice.
Tell us, Dominic, what's inside? Is it
Inside the desk? No, there are some papers and a quill.
Are they all blank papers?
No, none of them are. First, as you take the quill out, which was sat on top of the papers, you do notice that it's backwards from what you might normally expect of a quill. So it's apparently designed for left-handed scribes.
Yay! Finally, representation for people like me. Suck it.
Try not to
burn the witches.
Try
Burn
not to
them all.
think too hard about how you could have how that would look.
guys left-handed? We've got some of our
one of
paintings
them's
are left-handed and right-handed. This might be part of our guess who.
Ooh.
No, Martin's left-handed. He's got the cross in his left hand.
But if we look at the dominant hands that are being used, Franz is clearly right-handed. All the rest are left-handed,
Yeah, so
which is probably why they were sent to the monastery in the first place in those days.
it's fair. We are the devil.
So
we can eliminating
eliminating
Franz.
Franz
Franz is down.
as the killer.
Cool.
Because this is the place the killer was in.
This is the room. This room belongs to the killer. You are rooting around in the killer's stuff.
Yeah.
So assuming the portrait, assuming the portrait is a self-portrait, then Franz is out.
Cool.
Right-handed.
And the papers you asked about. So there is a manuscript entitled God is the Devil, a Manifesto. There's no author name attributed because that would make it too easy. The manifesto starts, Heaven and hell are twins. The answer sits each time between twins. The first of heaven and hell is where to start. And the rest of it is in Latin.
I mean, the first of heaven and hell is H, between twins. Could you repeat that, please, Don?
Heaven and hell are twins. The answer sits each time between twins. The first of heaven and hell is where to start.
Okay, so there is a couple of H's in the letter grid. First of heaven and hell is obviously H. So if that's where to start, it's between twins. I'm trying to see if there's another H within range of either of them. I can't see one.
Do you want to know?
Oh, hang on, though. The two H's are on a diagonal, and in the middle of that diagonal is an O.
Do you want to know the other piece of paper?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
It is a sheet of paper detailing the Cistercian numeral system. Looks like this.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's our symbol on the box. So, shall I describe what we got?
Is this what you thought it was, Jamie?
Yes.
Love you, Jamie.
So yeah, it's a sheet of numbers and symbols that correspond with the Cistercian number system. So like the number 1 is a vertical line with a short horizontal line sticking out of the top to the right. Number 2 has the same horizontal line, but it's a little bit further down, so on and so forth, with varying degrees of complexity, and the shapes going from 1 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 9,000. And using that number system, you could make any 4-digit combination just by changing specific symbols.
And you get some awesome looking runes out of it as well.
Do we have 5,040? I'm trying to work it out. No, the 600 in there as well. Huh.
Where are you getting the
5,600.
Oh, we've got a guide at the bottom of how to do it, haven't we?
Yeah.
So there's 4 example complete runes at the bottom with 1993, 4,723, and there's an example. You can combine these together, overlaying them on top of one another to create complex numbers.
It's pretty cool. Like, you can make any 4-digit number out of a single symbol. It was developed in the 12th century.
God, they were
and
bored back
used
then.
about 4 times.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah, and I've never seen it used before in an actual puzzle, so this is pretty sweet.
Nicely done, dude.
Yeah. So based on what we got then, would it be 5,642?
Yes.
Look.
Because we've got the components of 40 there, we've got the 5,000, we've got the 600, and we've got the 2 between the little lines.
Oh, you're right.
What do you want to do with that number?
Can we punch 5642 into the 4-digit lock on the box in the basin?
Oh, you guys are so quick. It would have taken me longer to get there.
It took me ages. You are correct. The box opens up. Inside, there is a toothbrush, a sponge, a comb, and a ring of 30 keys with a different word engraved on each.
Okay, so if he's got a comb, it can't be Gerard because he has no hair on his bonds.
Yes.
Unless it's an eyebrow comb, in which case,
I mean, if it's a comb, then are we kind of eliminating Martin as well because he's bald? He's not combing his beard, is he?
Hey, combing your beard is legit. Let's not be like, I've got a special beard comb.
Is it tiny?
Is it tiny?
It's what you do with it, John.
It's quite small.
Can we have that list of things in the box again, please, Dom?
Toothbrush, sponge, comb, and a ring of 30 keys with a different word engraved on each. Do you want to know those words?
I do want to know.
Yes.
Okay, we have Deus, Satan, hope, despair, cheese, chalk, hot, cold, trust, suspicion, life, death, love, hatred, holy, profane, joy, horror, hymn, dirge, light, dark, hail, sickly, happy, sad, lucky, hapless, solid, and hollow. For your reference, that's also in the chat.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So these are all pairs of words that are opposites, just like the heaven and hell were twins. So Deus, God, Satan, opposites, hope, despair, cheese,
Dom,
chalk.
could you repeat the phrase about heaven, hell, and whatnot earlier?
Sure. His manifesto started, heaven and hell are twins. The answer sits each time between twins. The first of heaven and hell is where to start.
So the first of heaven and hell. I mean, you could say the first is heaven and hell is Deus and Satan, couldn't you?
Yeah.
God and Satan.
If you God and Satan, or you could say it's H. But let's try Deus and Satan. So the first of heaven and hell is Deus and Satan. So it's between the two. So is that between D and S in our word grid then? Because I see a few Ds.
I mean, the first DNS I can see is Despair.
Despair?
Despair.
Nah.
I don't know. I feel like the first of heaven and hell must refer to an H. But then how to marry that up with our keys is beyond me's. Oh, so we've got words. We've got words on these. Okay. So we've got words on these keys, and we've got the words in the grid. So between the first of heaven and hell is where to start. So we start with H, and then it's heaven and hell are twins. Do we maybe look for 2 identical instances of H or something? So we've got a block. No, okay, I can't see any kind of duplication in there.
I thought it was horror, but I think I'm wrong.
I'm not going to give you any clues on this because you're smashing it. I mean, so far. Like, this is the first speed bump you've hit, and I'm going to let you break your suspension.
Okay.
What a charming traffic-based metaphor. This is the first speed bump you've hit, and I'm going to let you break your suspension.
So
Lovely.
I'm assuming that we need to find the right single key from this batch of 30 and use that on the locked wardrobe, perhaps.
I think that would be a safe assumption, as it's the only keyhole you've found. I should warn you, however, that using each key takes 25 seconds.
What?
Yeah. If I was going to channel my inner Alid, that would be my
So if you want to try and work your way down the list, good luck.
Let's start from the bottom then. No,
But maybe I thought of that.
maybe put it in the middle.
Maybe I thought of that.
It's 3 steps ahead of me.
So if the first of heaven and hell is where to start, that's H's, right? So that leaves us with hope, hatred, holy, horror, hymn, happy, hapless, and hollow. So that's like we're already down to like 6.
All right, they take 2 minutes to use.
Oh, I see. Changing the rules now, are we?
Yes.
See, I know I'm on the right track. If I wasn't on the right track, you would have let me try.
Okay.
That's
I'm not going to let you just try multiple keys. Let's just sum it up as that.
Okay, so if that's where to begin though, so let's see if we can make hope work, for example. So if there's 2 H's, which there are on the grid, there is an O at the center point between them.
Oh, we're looking for the letters. So I can see an H, an O,
So
a P, and an
if
E.
we start with H, there's one near the top left of the grid and one near the bottom right. And if you draw a line directly between them, right in the middle is an O, which is the second letter of hope. So if we look for the third letter of hope, that's between 2. The next mirror, which would be O and O, that gives us an L. Bugger.
So if you,
L and the next L would give. Is there another L?
there's one up and to
There
the left.
is, and that gives us a Y.
Holy.
Holy. It's holy. It's the holy key.
How the hell
Hold
are you
on.
getting
Like,
that?
use the
Can you
holy key.
explain your thought process for that, John? Because it seemed to me like you were just kind of plucking letters
So
out of
as
the air.
someone who is close to God,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I just
Geographically only.
okay. So from the thought process, right, Dom, could you just briefly repeat the instruction?
Heaven and hell are twins. The answer sits each time between twins.
Okay, so heaven and hell are twins. The answer sits each time between twins. So you're looking for twin letters in the grid, and the answer sits in between them. And the next line was that the first of heaven and hell is where to start, right?
Yep.
So H. So if we take the grid and look for H's, we've got, I think, just 2. Yeah, we've got 2. Now, they're not anywhere near each other, but there's a direct diagonal line between them. And if you take that line, right in the middle between them, dead in the center, is O. So if we then stay on that O and find another O on a line from it, that takes us across. And there's another O, and in between them, right in the middle, is an L. And if you do the same again and find another L that you could reach with a single straight line, in between that
shitting hell.
is a Y, which gives us
John,
holy.
that's smart. Fucking hell. That was bloody clever. Holy shit. I
was
really
neat.
hope it's the holy key. Otherwise, this is going to be...
It is the holy key. I'm 100%.
So what are you doing with you're taking the holy key from the
Sticking it in
ring
the
of
lock.
30, putting it in the lock of the wardrobe.
Yes.
Okay, there is.
And I enjoyed that your description of the wardrobe made it very fucking clear. It's reinforced with iron. Do not try and break into this.
However, turning the key in the lock does unlock, but you get a sense that this lock was so fragile that if you'd used the wrong key, you would have completely ruined it. But you unlock the wardrobe. Inside hangs a single, well-worn black robe.
Black robe. Okay, well, back to our portraits.
It can't be... so Furfanat, the Benedict of Furfanat has an orange robe. Everybody else has black robes. So we can eliminate Benedict, which means...
We've eliminated Gerard. It's got to be Martin.
It's got to be Martin.
It's Martin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Or as we can call him, untrustworthy Mike.
I mean,
So-
I wish I had a beard that good. I can't join up the sides like of the beard that good. So just quickly to recap. So we've eliminated Franz based on the left-handed quill because he's the only person who's using his right hand as a dominant hand. We've eliminated Gerard because we found a comb and he has no hair apart from a set of miraculous eyebrows. But they're probably don't justify a comb. And finally, we've eliminated Benedict because the other 3 have black robes and Benedict hasn't. A really cool on-brand tier orange robe.
Hey. And that leaves us with Martin.
Prick.
With the
Fucking
black robe.
murderous Martin.
Is there anything else in the wardrobe?
No, it is. I mean, monks don't have. To be honest, it was hard padding out an entire room. They had nothing in terms of possessions.
By
In that
definition.
case, I think it's time to very confidently step through the portrait of Martin.
Yeah,
Let's
boy.
do it.
Okay. So you sure you're going with Martin of Krivoliki?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. You pull at the portrait of Martin of Krivoliki.
Hey, Martin.
It
how you
swings easily outward with a slight creak, revealing a doorway behind it. Stepping into the gloom beyond, you find yourselves at the top of a stone staircase, spiraling down into chilly darkness. As you descend the stone tower, you catch the heady scents of benzoin, hanapies, and frankincense. You can hear what sounds like monotone but sonorous chanting echoing from below. Congratulations, you solved my puzzle. With
Yay.
6.5 minutes to spare.
Good puzzle, dude.
No, that was a
Genuinely
great
puzzle.
great
I really enjoyed that. That was
Wow.
great.
Jamie, I'm so glad we had you for the numbers, because my brains looked at that and just sort of stopped.
I think we worked well as a team, John, because you annihilated that word search puzzle.
Yeah, for sure. I would not have got that at all.
Yeah,
That was really cool.
Really?
I was worried that I'd made some bits too hard and I had clues ready, but the three of you just absolutely smashed through it. I'm really impressed.
Is this the dream team?
Could be.
Well, we've never actually done a real life escape room together
That's true.
as the three of us.
Good.
One day.
But that would ruin the potential. Right now, you can think of yourselves as the dream team.
We could take on the world.
I know, we're amazing.
If we never try, we'll never fail.
Okay, well, Dom, thank you very much for that puzzle. And thank you very much to you too for listening. You can subscribe to us on all of your favourite apps, feeds, iTunes, and at our website, theinfiniteescaperoom.com. You can also follow us and get in touch via Facebook and Twitter, where we are at tier_podcast, for as long as Twitter's still there. If you really enjoy this, what we do, then you can always subscribe to our Patreon program for as little as $1 a month, where there's bonus episodes. You get access.
Unedited
There's unedited episodes, except mysteriously the ones that John's involved in, and more. Not much more, but more. And shout outs and just your general love and affection from us. Like, genuinely, you give me a warm glow in places that don't normally get very warm.
Like lamps.
I miss that lamp so much, you know. If you really like the episode, then why not go to IKEA and hump your way through their lighting section and just kind of
So this is just
use your
staying in the
penis
episode
to
at this point,
puncture
then?
our URL into the side of any kind of inoffensive lighting that you might see, really. Yeah, weird fuck. Anyway, we love you lots. We'll see you next time on the Infinite Escape Room. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I love lamp.